Hello, welcome to the official Unibet preview for Running Towards Adversity. On Saturday night, two unbeaten heavyweights collide as Fabio Wardley, the Ipswich hero, has his dream homecoming, but he's got an opponent, Justice Huni, coming all the way from Australia, looking to make it a nightmare. Fantastic fight, and we're here to chew all the fat, break it all down with the man putting the show on, Hall of Fame boxing promoter Frank Warren. Frank, how are you?
I'm good, thanks, Deb. How are you doing?
Very, very good. I think it's like 1 year since the 5 versus 5. There's a cake that's gone out to Matchroom as well. You're wearing this kind of celebratory shirt. It seems
It's
like
the
you're in good spirits, Frank.
10-0 shirt. Yeah.
That was a nice little card. Has Eddie responded to you? He's done a little respond on social media, but has there been any
I haven't
back and
seen
forth?
it. What did he say?
He said he lost the first one for banter, but that won't be happening again.
Yeah. Well, I want to he wants to rematch and we want to give him a rematch. We're going to work that out. We're going to definitely going to do that. I think it's only just.
Good stuff. Listen, he's getting little chances at clawing it back, starting with Saturday night because he brings Justice Huni over all the way from Australia against your man Fabio Wardley. It's quite the fight, Frank. Now that we're a few days away, what are you thinking heading into it?
I'm looking forward to it. I mean, Justice came in, what, about 4 or 5 weeks ago as a replacement opponent. He's undefeated. I've seen him fight. It will be a good fight between the two of them. They fancy it, the Aussies, and obviously it's the week within the week of the 5v5, and he's with Matchroom, and it's us, Queensberry. So Eddie will be looking for a bit of revenge, no doubt. But it's a cracker of a fight. I think it'd be a really good fight. Atmosphere is going to be really good. For Fabio's homecoming, they've all come out. They're all coming out for him at the fans. So he's going to be very, very well supported, and he's in with a competitor who's got a good amateur pedigree, and as I say, is undefeated as a pro.
I think the closer this fight gets and the more that we are talking about it, the public perception, they are starting to learn a little bit more about Justice Huni and how good he actually is. I put out a tweet this morning. 9 years ago, Justice Huni was in the semi-finals beating Richard Torres in the World Youth Championships. 9 years ago, Fabio Wardley was knocking out Keith from Accounts in a white collar fight. Their sort of
There you
journeys
go.
to this point, very different.
There you go. But they've gone sort of trod different paths. But at the end of the day, they've gained their experience on the way. And you've got to look at what Fabio's done, which is when you look at the road he started out on. You've got to look at how brilliantly he's done. He's beaten a bronze medalist at the Olympic Games. Um, and each fight he has, he's winning them in style. And a lot of these fights, he's gone in as the underdog.
Have you known anything like this before in terms of he first picked up gloves at 21 years old? He was a recruitment consultant, right? And he just fancied a bit of boxing, picked up gloves, 4 white collar fights, and he turns pro. Have you known anything like this before?
No, not from a white collar background like that. No, I mean, there's a few guys have come over the years who've had come from different mixed martial arts backgrounds, but not this. No, definitely not. I mean, Fabio's. I mean, he's a real competitor. He's a very articulate and sensible and smart guy, and he can fight. I think he's a great advert for boxing. I think he's a real great ambassador for our sport.
And for anyone working in recruitment, if they fancy turning to boxing, the path is there.
There's another job for him.
But I think one of the things that maybe hasn't been highlighted is how maybe he doesn't have all that amateur experience, but he's plugged the gap through sparring, through going out and sparring Usyk, spending time with him, Fury, AJ, all these guys. He sort of built up that experience that way.
He has, as you say, at the top level, top level. That's what he's done, which is really good.
So what are we thinking then? Because this is the homecoming. You've put on so many stadium fights. You've given fighters their homecoming in a stadium. Some fighters thrive under it. Some fighters might, the pressure might get too much. What are you thinking for Fabio heading into this?
I think for him, it's. I don't think. I think he'll thrive on the environment. And the love that he'll get from his fans. I think that will bring him on. For Justice, he's going into the other guy's backyard. He's going to be he's going to have it all to do. He's the one who's going to be feeling the feeling the fact that he is in the lion's den, because that's where he's going to be. So for Fabio, it's pressure in fight in front of your home fans, but I'm sure you ask any boxer, they'd much rather fight in front of their home fans than rather than somebody else's home fans. It's a no-brainer. It's for the interim BA title.
Yeah, so on that, can you help us kind of paint the picture for those that are unversed in the workings of the WBA and how it all works? The interim title's on the line. Well, how does this fit into the picture?
Well, they have a heavyweight. They have Usyk obviously holds the belt. Then they have a heavyweight champion, because obviously there's a bit of an activity, and this is to fight the winner of that. So it's the winner of this fights their heavyweight champion, and that puts Fabio comes through. It puts him in a position where he could in theory, but by the end of the year, he gets that fight, win their regular belt, then the winner of the fight on the 19th of July at Wembley will have to fight him when they defend the WBA title. So these are meaningful fights. This is what I've been saying. Catalyst for all of it is the 19th of July at Wembley, but in the meantime, these guys are all jostling and well, not jostling, they're fighting their way to become the mandatory challengers. That's what they're doing. They all know what's on the line.
And that regular title fight, I mean, the news came out the other day, so Michael Hunter, Kubrat Pulev, Don King has popped up and won the purse bids. Did that surprise you?
Yeah, well, let's let him get it on, and then we get on one. We listen. We did that with Daniel, didn't we, with his fighter? For the same title, by the way, if you remember, it's that BA title. So that's where all the roads lead to. When people say, "Oh, why are you doing this? Why these fights?" That's how it works out. Those roads lead you to get you into the position to go and fight for the big belts and get yourself into the big time.
I find it remarkable that in 2025, Don King is still popping up with a little pop purse bid win here and there.
Yeah, 94 years of age, God bless him.
Well, what are you thinking of the favourite actually heading into Saturday? Is Fabio Wardley? He's a bit of a favourite with the bookies. What do you think? That home advantage, or he's been in with better opposition? What are you thinking? Why have they gone with that?
All of those factors. But Huni's no slouch. He's no slouch.
Who does a loss hurt more?
The loser.
Yeah, cheers for that one, Frank.
Well, it's a fact. That's what it hurts. I mean, that's why they can't afford to lose. The loser gets beat. It's how you get beat. If it's a close fight, it's a knockout. It depends how you lose.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, you did that roundtable thing with you and Fabio and Justice and Eddie, and Fabio said something in there which I thought was a great line. He said that Justice Huni can be, perfect for 12 rounds or whatever. Fabio only needs to be perfect for 1 second because he's got that equaliser, that punch. Do you agree with that?
Well, you go and ask Fraser Clark. I mean, that's got to be one of the knockouts of last year, hasn't it?
Yeah.
What an amazing knockout that was. He poleaxed him. Absolutely. He's lethal. He's a lethal puncher. He's a big puncher. These guys, all of them, all these fellas, they're such big lumps. They got such power. And if they catch you right, you go. You could be the best in the world, but you get caught, you're liable to go. With Justice as well. Like, I think he's knocked out he stopped 7 of 12 of his opponents.
Yeah, yeah, and in the top 10 of the like the Ring magazine, the two biggest punchers are Daniel Dubois and Fabio Wardley. So it's a different sort of power up there. But yeah, that's the fantastic main event on Saturday. Fabio Wardley running towards adversity. A couple of fights to point you towards on the undercard. Pierce Big Bang O'Leary gets the chance at last to become European champion. It's a belt that he's been crying out for. Gets his chance against Liam Dillon on Saturday, Frank.
I'm looking forward to it. It's a good fight. We really think highly of Pierce. He's a very, extremely good fighter, one of the best to come out of Ireland. And this is part of his journey. It's a tough fighting with Liam. You know, Liam's a competitor. But if he comes through this, that gets him in the top five of a couple of the governing bodies who recognise the EBU as obviously as the bona fide European Championship.
Where are you seeing Pierce in all of this? He was a very talented amateur, unbeaten so far as a pro. The people making noise in his division around here are Dalton Smith, Adam Azim. They're the two former holders of the European title. In fact, where does he
Fight
fit?
either of them. Fight either of them. I ain't got a problem with either of those fights. Not a problem for me.
Could be one for a 5 versus 5, or one you could speak to.
Great idea. Great idea. Either of those fights. I really believe in him. He's a capable fighter. He's a very, very good fighter. And he's got good boxing brain. He's got fast hands. I keep calling him, he's the Clark Kent of boxing with them bins that he wears and that. Once he takes them off, he's Superman and he does the business in the ring.
Yeah, very much so. Well, Superman returns on Saturday night and also making his professional debut, the only GB Olympic medalist from the Paris 2024 Olympics, Lewis Richardson. Frank, you must be buzzing about that.
I am. I'm really delighted that he's with us. I think, it's for us, it's a really good, he's a good quality fighter to be working with, and we expect big things of him. I certainly do, and he's got great ambition. When you speak to him, he wants it, and he wants it badly, and it'd be great for us to get a hero out of Colchester.
I think he is the first male Olympic medalist you've signed since James DeGale. So you pick him kind of wisely. You must have something about him.
James DeGale. Who else? Billy Joe Saunders. That we all those guys from at that time we signed for. Other ones that I remember is Amir Khan. Who's a silver medalist.
Yeah.
So he's in good company, isn't he? And he's capable, and I think he deserves to be in that company as well.
Yeah, top fella. Looking forward to his debut on Saturday night. Just on Olympic kind of debuts, we just heard the retirement of Delicious Ori, who made his debut just in April after he was in the Olympics as well. What did you make of all of that?
Look, he had his debut, and boxing's an unforgiving sport. It's the toughest of all sports, and if your heart's not in it or you don't fancy it, then you can't do it. And he's made a decision, and I respect his decision. I think it'll be very brave to make a decision like that, but he did it, and we wish him the best for the future. And it's a bit sad because we was expecting some big things from him, but that I respect his choice.
Did you speak to him personally about it?
No, I haven't. He spoke to George because George done most of the business with him.
Gotcha. I mean, we saw Anthony Joshua actually put something on his Instagram story about it, saying like maybe wait for a year or so, kind of you might change your mind, kind of thing. Don't give it up. Do you expect him to kind of stand on that decision, like from what you've heard?
I have no idea, Dev. I mean, he made his decision. He's had one fight and his debut, and obviously decided it wasn't for him.
Well,
and I respect him.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with the brave shout. Not many people would just do that, because you could probably just sit it out and just keep, fighting people and picking up a check for a little bit.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Fair play, Delicious Ori, and also fair play to Echo the Engine Essuman. I've not caught up with you since that win over Josh Taylor in Scotland. Wow.
Well, he is what he is, isn't he? He's never, ever, ever in a dull fight. He's one of the most exciting fighters, you must say, not in Britain, but in the world, because every fight he's in is an exciting fight. He's relentless. He's well. His nickname is the old moniker is really apt for him. He is an engine, and he's relentless. You can't get him off of you. You've been in a fight when you've been in the ring with Echo, that's for sure. And he's put himself in a really good position now, so he will want to capitalise on that. He's made it very clear his ambition is to fight for the world title, and we want to make that happen for him.
So he picked up a WBO global title, which will of course give him a good ranking with the WBO. The world champion is Brian Norman. Is that makeable? Could it be soon? Could it be next? What are you thinking?
Uh, we've got to talk to them and we'll see. We'll see where we go with it. But yeah, it could happen.
And you fancy him?
I'd fancy him against it. He'd give anybody a fight. And he's not worried about it. He went up to Scotland, went into Josh's backyard. Nothing phases him. He's just a competitor. He's a competitor through and through.
Yeah, he's absolutely that. And look, and as is Josh Taylor, by the way, he felt as though he won that fight. He was remonstrating it at the end of it. But where did it go wrong for him that night? What are you thinking for Josh next?
I don't know. He's having a break with his family. When he comes back, we'll have a chat with him and see where we go with it. Um, he's been fighting. He was fighting infrequently, and I think that can be a telling thing. I'm not taking anything away from Echo because Echo did what he had to do. And as I say, went to the other guy's backyard. But we will see. If he wants to carry on, then we'll sit down, we'll talk, and see what we can make happen.
And what about Nathaniel Collins? That was a breakout win that
I'll
night.
tell you what, hey, a Scottish hero. He looks like being the next big thing. He can punch, and he's an exciting sod. It was a great card. It was a
Yeah.
really good, exciting fight card. Really exciting fight card.
Yeah, well, look, I said it in the build-up. When Josh Taylor is it all said and done for him, we will on that card see the next flag bearer of Scottish boxing, and it may well be Nathaniel Collins. The style, just the way he talks, he's got great energy about him.
He has, and some of those youngsters as well who are on the card. You can see they're going to be stars of the future. The two youngsters of Willie Lemon's boy and Alex Arthur's boy. I mean, they had a really, really, really good debuts against. I'm sorry, one debut, which against real good quality opposition for somebody at that level turning pro, and they done the business in style. And then we had the Commonwealth gold medalist on there, and how good did he look?
Reese Lynch, yeah, special,
I
special
mean,
fight.
Reece done brilliantly. I mean, they were really, it's a really good performance. I was quite excited about it, as I was about Alloys.
Yeah. Oh goodness me, what a
I've
start! No
got,
one does
let me
that.
tell you, he will win a world title. He will win a world title. He can fight. He can box. He can fight. And he was a really good class operator who had a fantastic jab. He boxed really well those first couple of rounds. But Alloys hits you, and you've been hit. He can take the fight out of you with that power.
Yeah, he looked absolutely frightening. He called out Vidal Riley afterwards, who's the British champion.
Yeah, that's another one. You'd do that straight away if you could.
I mean, he seems up for it. He was on TalkSport. He was kind of almost goading Alois for wearing the crown afterwards, called it a Burger King crown. So he seems up for it, Frank.
Well, fine. Then come on. Let's see if he can flip the burger. We'll see, won't he? But I don't think he will.
We will see. We will see. Yeah, but that's brilliant. And just a final one on that Scotland show. There was a young man who did very well that night by the name of Moses Atama. I don't know if you've heard of him. He did all right, didn't he?
Well, we were saving him for last. Yes, he did. He done extremely well. I mean, it's how you do it. And he was in with somebody who come to fight. I mean, that fella might. He didn't come to sit on the floor, did he? I mean, he fancied it. And when he went down that last time he went down, he got straight up and put it on him, put him right back onto the ropes, and was letting shots go. But Moses hit him with a cracker of a body shot. His back was on the ropes. He caught him with a body shot, turned him. He threw one back, turned him, caught it on his glove, and then he caught him moving backwards. And there's not many fighters who can do that. Not only did he catch him going back, knocked him out.
Yeah,
Counted out.
these are different sorts of knockouts, Frank. Normally, when you see a young heavyweight coming through, bulldozing through the division, it's doof, doof, doof. I'm bigger, I'm more stronger. I'm going to knock you out. He's thinking about things a lot in there.
He has great composure to start with. He's got good boxing brain. He can jab. He's got good head movement. Everything he does, he thinks about, and he measures his shots. When people I've said it, loads of times recently when we talk about him. You get guys, especially when they're younger guys and they're getting people in trouble, they suddenly smother their own work. They let so many shots go, they fall inside. They don't get. He doesn't do any of that. He gets his jab and he measures his shots. He's a phenomenal fighter. A phenomenal fighter. 20 years of age. Oh,
Yeah.
what a handful.
Well, listen, I'll ask you the same question that I asked Francis in the ring and actually asked Moses in the ring afterwards. How are you going to get him rounds? Have you guys figured it out yet?
How are we going to get rounds?
Yeah.
I don't care if he don't get rounds. He can go in where he knocks them out, he knocks them over. That's it. He don't get paid for overtime. If he clips them, they go. He catches anybody, they'll go. He's that type of fighter. But I think he's got the boxing brain that should, and there will be somebody who eventually stays with him because it happens to all fighters. And that's where then, all that stuff you're doing in the gym, all that hard working, and it all kicks in and comes into play. And that's where you win fights on points. But he's capable of doing that.
Where do we sit on his next fight at the moment as we sit here today?
Announce it. We were going to announce it at the end of last week, but we would definitely announce his next fight this week.
Okay, eyes peeled on the Queensberry social media. Just a word, Frank, on the Bournemouth show. We've had the press conference now for Ryan Garner-Bellotti. Royston Barney-Smith announced against Danny Quartermain. What a brilliant fight.
Good fight. How good fight is that?
Mm.
For those two belts that he's got, which would get a top 10 ranking for young Royston if he comes through it. But that's a great fight. I'm really looking forward to that. He's being stepped up this year, and this is a big test for him.
Will you manage him as well as promote him? So I'd imagine, because I've seen a few interviews after his last couple of fights where he's like, I just want someone who's going to fight me back. I don't have to chase these guys around. I guess he's been moaning to you and you've been like, all right, have this one.
He's got it. His wishes come true.
Yeah. And do you know what's interesting? At these press conferences that we've had, the last couple, we've had Ryan Garner sat there and we've had Royston sat next to him. Both A-sides, both fighting other guys, but one day, Frank, one day.
What's going to happen there? They keep winning. We're going to find out who, not just if that, please God, Ryan gets the world title and he's like a younger man, obviously. He's coming along behind him. Who knows? We'll get a big fight for the battle for the World Championship and the Battle of the South Coast.
I love that. The stars are shining on the South Coast.
There's some good fighters down there. I mean, it's a really good show down there. And again, a lovely fight card, a real good quality fight card.
Great stuff. Can't wait for that. And that will be the week after Daniel Dubois, Alexander Usyk. We're edging closer. Daniel's done a little bit of media. He spoke to TalkSport and he said he's getting ready for the greatest win in boxing. Is it that, Frank?
Well, look, the blue ribbon division is the heavyweight division. Yeah, I think everybody agrees on that. 4 belts on the line. The 4 belts are on the line. That's what it is. It's the biggest one out there. No Brit's ever done it. No Brit has held the 4 belts.
Where does this... Should Daniel Dubois beat Alexander Usyk at Wembley Stadium and become the undisputed champion, the only heavyweight undisputed champion from the UK in the 4-belt era, just how big a win is that? And it feels like the biggest since Fury dethroned Klitschko, certainly.
Just say what you just said to start all that.
I've
That's what it
answered
is.
my question. Yeah.
You've answered. That's what it is. No one's ever done it. It's the 4 belts. He's the first one to ever do it, the first Brit to ever do it. You've answered your own question, your answers in your questions.
Do you? How much of an advantage is that huge crowd for Daniel Dubois compared to what he went into in Wrocław, Poland? Very much hostile, away from home. He's
not been a favourite going into his last 4 fights. They make this 5 fights because the bookmakers are making Usyk the favourite. So he wasn't a favourite in Poland. He wasn't a favourite in those 2 Riyadh season fights. Both Miller and Hrgovic were favourites, and he certainly wasn't a favourite against Joshua, where he went into the Lions Den there. I ain't worried about that, and he's not worried about it. He's in a good place of his mind, and he believes in himself and he believes in his ability, as we do. That's why we made the fight.
Fantastic stuff. And what's the ticket update there, Frank? How are we getting on?
I think we're well into the 70s now. And
Fantastic.
we got another 7 weeks to go, I think, roughly 7 weeks.
It's brilliant. So if this was at Spurs, it would have sold out Spurs.
Sold Spurs out, yeah. But we're not at Spurs. We're in the big place.
But Frank, what about all those people saying you can't put that on at Wembley? It's not a big enough fight. What about all of that?
Well, yeah, what do I know?
What do you know indeed? Okay, listen, any final words heading into Saturday night? Are you running towards
Yeah,
adversity?
yeah, watch it. It's going to be, it's on the zone. It's another one. I mean, we've delivered some really good fights on the zone. This is another part of the heavyweight jigsaw puzzle. And it's a meaningful fight that gets the fighter into a meaningful position for the future. So watch it. These guys, it's all on the line. It's all on the line. It's got a really good undercard as well.
Good stuff. And when I see you in fight week, could I grab one of those shirts?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'll have to see if they make them for your size. Don't they? I don't know.
Triple XL.
No, maybe go down to that. You might get one of them. I'll see if they sell them in Mothercare.
Thanks very much, Frank. We'll see you in the week. Cheers.
Cheers, me son.